Om Ajnana Timandasya Chinandla Shlakya Sakshurmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Staptam Yena Bhutale Shram Rupakadamayam Tadati Sva Padantikam Vandeyam Shri Uda Pada Kamanam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shah Shri Upam Jagajatam Saganaraganatam Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pajana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sankanalita Shri Vishakam Pitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Bandha Jatpate Gopesha Gopka Kantarada Kantanamaste Tapta Kantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanashvara Krishavana Devi Panamama Hari Priye Panka Kalpta Vishankri Pasanve Visha Patnam Pavana Bhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This morning we will read from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 3, text 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chevam Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirayat Nastvesya Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavad Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavtinaistiki. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 5. Etannana pataranam nidanam vicham afyayam yasyam samsena trichante devatyayan naradaya. Once again. Etannana pataranam nidanam vicham afyayam yasyam samena trichante devatyayan naradaya. But for what translation? Etat, this form, nana, multifarious, avataranam, of the incarnations, nidanam, source, bijam, seed, afyayam, indestructible, yasya, whose, amsa, plenary portion, amsena, part of plenary portion, shichante, create, deva, demigods, tiryak, animals, nara-adaya, human beings and others. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This form, the second manifestation of the Purus, is the source of indestructible seed of multifarious incarnations within the universe, from the particles and portions of his form. Different living entities, like demigods, men, and others, are created. Report. It's a long report. The Purusha, after creating innumerable universes in the Mahatattva, entered in each of them as a second Purush, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. When he saw that within the universe there was only darkness and space without a resting place, he filled half of the universe with water from his own perspiration and let down on the same water. This water is called Garbhodaka. Then from his navel the stem of the lotus flower sprouted, and on the flower petals the birth of Brahma, or the master engineer of the universal plan, took place. Brahma became the engineer of the universe, and the Lord himself took charge of the maintenance of the universe as Vishnu. Brahma was generated from Rajagun, or Prakriti, or the mode of passion in nature, and Vishnu became the Lord of the mode of goodness. Vishnu, being transcendental to all the modes, is always aloof from materialistic affection. This has already been explained. From Brahma, there is Rudra, Shiva, who is in charge of the mode of ignorance or darkness. He destroys the whole creation by the will of the Lord. Therefore, all three, namely Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, are incarnations of the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. From Brahma, the other demigods like Daksha, Marichi, Manu, and many others became incarnated to generate living entities within the universe. This Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is glorified in the Vedas in the hymns of Garbhastuti, which begin with the description of the Lord having thousands of heads, etc. The Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is the Lord of the universe, and although he appears to be lying within the universe, he is always transcendental. This also has already been explained. The Vishnu is the plenary portion of the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, is the supersoul of the universal life, and he is known as the maintainer of the universe, or Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So the three letters of the original Purush are the three features of the original Purush are thus understood, and all incarnations within the universe are emanations from this Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. In different millennia, there are different incarnations, and there are innumerable, although some of them are very prominent, such as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Rama, Nrsimha, Vaman, and many others. These incarnations are called Leela incarnations. Then there are the qualitative incarnations, such as Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva or Rudra, who take charge of the different modes of material nature. Lord Vishnu is none different from the personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva is the marginal position between the personality of Godhead and the living entities or jivas. Brahma is always a jiva tattva, the highest pious living being, or the greatest devotee of the Lord, is empowered with the potency of the Lord for creation and is called Brahma. His power is like the power of the sun reflected in valuable stones and jewels. When there is no such living being to take charge of the post of Brahma, then the Lord himself becomes Brahma and takes charge of the post. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living being. He is the plenary portion of the Lord, but because Shiva is in direct touch with material nature, he is not exactly in the same transcendental position as Lord Vishnu. The difference is like that between milk and curd. Curd is nothing but milk, and yet it cannot be used in place of milk. The next incarnations are the Manus. Within one day's duration of the life of Brahma, which is calculated by our solar years as 3,300,000 multiplied by 1,000 years, there are 14 Manus. Therefore, there are 420 Manus in 1 month of Brahma, and 5,000 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years of his age, And therefore, there are 5,040 multiplied by 100, or 504,000 manas in the duration of Brahma's life. There are innumerable universes with one Brahma in each of them, and all of them are created and annihilated during the breathing time of the Purush. Therefore, one can simply imagine how many millions of Manus there are during one breath of the Purush. The Manus are prominent within this universe. The Manus who are prominent within this universe are as follows: Shakya as Svayambhuva Manu, Vibhu as Svachorisha Manu, Satyasena as Uttama Manu, Hari as Tamasa Manu, Vaikuntha as Raivata Manu, Achita as Sakshisa Manu, Brahmas as Vaishvata Manu. The present age is under the Vaishvata Manu. Sarvabhauma as Savarni Manu, Rishabha as Dakshavarni Manu, Vishvaksena as Brahma Savarni Manu, Dharmasetu as Dharma Savarani Manu, Sudama as Rudra Savarni Manu, Yogeshvar as Deva Savarni Manu, and Briyat Banu as Indra Savarni Manu. These are the names of one set of 40 Manus covering 4,300,000,000 solar years, as described above. Then there are the Yuga avatars, or the incarnations of the millennia. The Yugas are known as Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. The incarnations of each Yuga are of different color. The colors are white, red, black, and yellow. In the Dvapara Yuga, Lord Krishna is in a black color. Lord Krishna in black color appeared, and in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya in yellow color appeared. So all the incarnations of the Lord are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. There is no scope for an impostor to become an incarnation, for an incarnation must be mentioned in the Shastras. An incarnation does not declare itself to be an incarnation of the Lord, but great sages agree by the symptoms mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The features of the incarnation and the particular type of mission which he has to execute are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Apart from the direct incarnations, there are innumerable empowered incarnations. They are also mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Such incarnations are directly as well as indirectly empowered. When they are directly empowered, they are called incarnations. When they are indirectly empowered, they are called Vibhutis. Directly empowered incarnations are the Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Shesha, Ananda, etc. As far as Vibhutis are concerned, they are very explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. And for all these different types of incarnations, the fountainhead is Kalpataka Krishna. This was a long purport. I read the verse once again. Etannanavataranam nidanam vicham apyayam yasyam samsena chichante devatyayan aradaya. This form, the second manifestation of the Purush, is a source and an indestructible seed of the multivarious incarnations within the universe. From the particles and portions of this form, different living entities like demigods, man, and others are created. Pamagyana timandasya jnansanashnaka shaksharan militam yena tasmai shri gurave namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane. Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravanya Pacharane Nirvishesha Srinyavadi Paskachai Desatarne Srila Prabhupada Ki. So in the last verses we have heard how the Lord as Karnotaka Vishnu, Mahavishnu, created by his glands, and all the basic elements of material nature were created after injection of the living entities. From these elements, these universes were forms that, and the Lord entered each universe as Garbhodaka Vishnu. Now we see that everything further in this universe, all the incarnations, all the living entities, everything, it comes to Garbhodaka Vishnu. That, so like that also Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, they are incarnations of the Supreme Lord. That, but Vishnu, the Vishnu is the plenary portion of Garbhodaka Vishnu. Plenary portion means it's as powerful as the Supreme Lord. That it is Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu Tattva means the same power. It's non-different. Like with one candle, you light other candles. The light of all candles is the same. That so therefore Lord Vishnu is the super soul of the universal life. Is situated in every atom, between the atom. Therefore is the maintainer of the universe. That by him all living forms, whether organic or inorganic, exist. That by his power. We can see that the object have a certain color. That color is generated by the super soul. And that it had a certain temperature, that's all these characteristics, that it's all organized by Lord Vishnu. So but Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, they are called the qualitative incarnations of the Lord. That we have, of course, Brahma and Shiva, their characteristic, we will discuss a little further. But first, back, we go to Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. He's the super soul of the universal life and the maintainer, but he has also his own planets, Vedattvip. And there is a milk ocean, and in the middle of the milk ocean, there lies Anantashesha, and he is served by Mother Lakshmi. And you see on the picture here, Lord Brahma and the demigods come to the shore of the ocean to pray to the Supreme Lord. Because Bhumi had complained to Brahma that the earth was overburdened by demoniac kings. So, and they asked for help for the Lord. But of course, we know that only Brahma, you see him here with his foreheads, interesting. He looks at one side with the head, and it's quite, must be quite an experience to have 5 foreheads and 8 eyes. But Lord Brahma is a pure devotee, and by his devotion he could get in contact with the Supreme Lord. But the demigods could not generate our devotees because they are Sakam Bhaktas. They have still material desires, subtle material desires. They want to control the universe on behalf of the Supreme Lord. And that's good. But because they have still material desires, they could not get in contact with him. They are Sakam, that still, but Lord Brahma had no material desires, and therefore he could communicate with Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who sent out the message. And he said that I will soon appear in the Yadu dynasty, and all the demigods should should take birth there to assist me, and they all took birth in the Yadu dynasty practically. But that is Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And then Srila Prabhupada speaks in a purport about Lila incarnations. Nrsimha Dev, Varaha, Kurma, Vaman Dev, that Lord Ramachandra, that Matsya Avatar, so many Lila incarnations who appear to perform their pastimes. But the source is all Karpatakashayi Vishnu. Is all their source. And then let's go back to Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. They are called a qualitative incarnation. Why? Because they are under control of the material modes of nature. So Vishnu is in control of the mode of goodness, the maintenance, and Brahma is passion, is creation, and Lord Shiva is tamas, ignorance. He destroys everything. That is their function. But Vishnu is Vishnu Tattva. He's not. He is equal to all other incarnations of Vishnu. But Lord Brahma, at least in our universe, is a jiva. Is so like us. It is said that it's mentioned in the scriptures that the jiva has 50 qualities, and Lord Brahma has these 50 qualities in full. So he's the perfect human, the perfect being. Therefore, but in some universes where there is no Brahma, no Shiva available to take the post of Brahma, Lord Vishnu himself takes that post. And then we have Shiva. Shiva is Shiva Tattva. Is unique. It's not Vishnu Tattva. It's not Shiva. It's Shiva Tattva. And how can we explain that? Like we see Shiva, and we see at the left side milk and curd. So milk becomes curd when it comes in contact with an acid, with lemon or whatever, then it becomes curd. So he is Vishnu, but in contact with the material energy. So he is also a personality of Godhead, but is in contact with the material nature, and therefore is in a different category. It's not Vishnu Tattva, it's not Shiva Tattva, it's Shiva Tattva in between. If I remember correctly, then Lord Krishna is as described as having 64 qualities, and all these Vishnu Tattva incarnations have 60 qualities. So Krishna has 4 qualities that others don't have. Don't know if I remember it, but he has exquisite beauty, extraordinary, that attract everyone. He plays the flute. He has his pastimes with. He has wonderful pastimes, and then he has pastimes in Madhurya Ras, and that's all unique to Krishna. The other Vishnu Tattvas do not have these 4 qualities. So the Vishnu Tattva has 60 qualities. And then you have Shiva. Shiva has 55 qualities. And the living entity has 50 qualities. So by that we can understand the difference. I don't remember all these qualities, but that's in the scriptures. And that's Lord Shiva is indirect because he's in direct touch with the material nature. And therefore it's like curd, milk transformed into curd. That. And then after that, Srila Prabhupada speaks about 14 manus in a day of Brahma. And interesting is in the purport, he mentioned all these Brahmas of the present day of Brahma by name. And the name is there of those who have still to come. The future manus, their name is already there. Our present manu is Vaishvata Manu. And the first Manu was Svayambhuva Manu. That he was created together with Satarupa in the beginning. But now these Manus, they have a special function. They supply the rules for Dharma to the living entities. The Dharma Shastra, we say also the Manu Samhita. That Manu Samhita describes all the duties for a living being. And that's quite in detail, that how a marriage has to be conducted, what the inherited rules are, rules of morality. It's all in the Manu Samhita. That's Dharma Shastra. So that's their function, to guide humanity in these rules. And therefore the scriptures have been written by the Manus, and they are in charge of this, of providing this guidance. That so this Manus, there are 14 in one day of Brahma. That and it's calculated that in a life of Brahma, 540,000 Manus. That although one Manu lives for I think 71 millenniums. That a millennium contains of 4 yugas: Sat Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. That so there are 4 yugas, and we can. It's in total 4,300,000 years, and then that multiplied by 74, I think, 71 of 74. Yeah, it is. We cannot comprehend even the life of one Manu, how long it is. But for Brahma, it's not much. 14 on a day. For him, every every 2 hours another Manu. That less than 2 hours. That not much for him, but we cannot imagine how long they live. And then Srila Prabhupada speaks about Yuga avatars: Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali Yuga. When Garga Muni performed the name-giving ceremony for Krishna, he said to Nanda Maharaj, this your son also appeared in other yugas. in white, red, and yellow. Therefore, it's known as Tri Yuga. That and he said to Nana Maharajan, you should very nicely protect him. That so this is the Yuga avatars. In Satya Yuga avatar was Hamsa avatar. Hamsa avatar was white. That in Treta Yuga was Jahya in red. In Dvapara Yuga was Krishna. And who is the yellow avatar in Kali Yuga? It's Lord Chaitanya. He is the Chana avatar. Is indirectly mentioned in the scriptures. Is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, other scriptures. That so these are the Yuga avatars. But Krishna in this Dvapara Yuga and Lord Chaitanya, they are the original personality of God. Eti Chamsa Kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavamsvaya. Krishna is the source of all these incarnations because he is the source of Mahavishnu, Karbhodakashari Vishnu, and so on. And he's not an incarnation. He comes personally. That also Lord Chaitanya is Krishna personally in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And then the next, at the end, he speaks first about Saktiavesh avatars and about Vibhutis. Saktiavesh avatars are Jivas, but they are empowered with godly power to execute a certain mission. And then you have Vibhutis. Vibhutis, they are indirectly empowered. And all these Vibhutis, they are mentioned in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. It's called the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. And there you find all these all these incarnations, all these Vibhutis, like we have here on the screen Vibhutis, the 4 Kumaras, which we will discuss tomorrow. There was the first living entities created by Brahma. Prithu Maharaj, who is receiving them here, is also an incarnation. Narada Muni is also Saktiavesh, or it can also be seen as a Vibhuti. So, because in the beginning of chapter 10, so Arjuna is asking a question to Krishna, because at the end of the previous chapter, the 9th chapter, there Krishna said, Man manabhav madbhakto machimam namaskar. Always fix your mind on Krishna, or on me, with devotion. So, and Arjuna is thinking, yes, but he was not only thinking of himself, but how can the people in this world fix your mind on Krishna, say? Then how can they constantly think of you? He's asking in 10:17, Katam vidyamam yogim stvam sada parishintayan. Keshuke sabhavesu sintyo si bhagavan maya. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what forms are you to be remembered, O personality of Godhead? So it's asking, how can we in this world think of you? And Krishna says, yes, I will explain my opulence in this world, my vibhutis, but not in detail, because it's practically unlimited. And then he gives so many examples how we can think of Krishna in this world, all these vibhutis. He says, I'm the power of the sun. I'm the light of the moon. We see always the power of the sun. Wherever there is light is the power of the sun. Krishna says, I'm the power of the sun. So what's the difficulty? We see the light, we can remember Krishna, so he makes so many points that in this chapter, which may help us to remember Krishna. That's of the senses, I'm the mind. That in the living entities, I'm the living force consciousness. That I'm fire. Everywhere there is heat, it's Krishna. That of the bodies of water, I'm the ocean. You see the ocean, it's Krishna. That of my immovable things, I'm the Himalayas. Of the chanting of the holy name, I'm Japa. So it says, yes, so many points he's making, but what is important here is that we can remember Krishna and see him through hearing him. That Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that why are you stressing so much on seeing? You can see the Lord through your ears. So by hearing Krishna's pastimes and his paravdharma and constant absorption, we can see Krishna gradually. Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna is in the page of the Bhagavatam. You must know how to extract him. And that process we heard in the second chapter, in the previous chapter, that Krishna says, I'm not in the heart of the mystics. I'm not in the hearts of the yogis. I'm there where my devotees discuss my pastimes. Therefore, association of devotees is important. And devotees should discuss about Krishna, Krishna's business, always. And therefore, to remember all these pastimes, this chapter further describes all these incarnations. All these incarnations it's all their pastimes. And it's really an ecstatic chapter to go through, because it's a summary of all the pastimes we will go through in the Bhagavatam. It's very, very nice. So thank you. Are there any questions, please?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you so much for your class. My question is, what are the 4 qualities that distinguish Krishna from Vishnu?
Well, I think I mentioned them, if I remember them correctly, but one is sure, he is the only one who plays the flute. Krishna, that's one quality. The other quality is that he has amazing pastimes with his devotees. Another quality what's unique for Krishna is he has these pastimes with the gopis in Madhurya Ras. And the fourth quality is he has an exquisite beauty, which cannot be which cannot be shown or exhibited by the other Vishnu Tattvas. He excels them all. He's all attractive. I think these are the 4 qualities. I will check it, but I think these are the 4.
Thank you so much.
Something else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, when you were speaking about the Yuga avatars, for the Kali Yuga, the yellow color incarnation is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we hear and read that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not, I mean, all these incarnations are expansions of Vishnu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not an incarnation, he's Avatari Krishna himself.
Yeah.
And also that Mahaprabhu appears directly after, only when Krishna comes. It is one, Lord Krishna, he himself descends only in one day of Lord Brahma. And after him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes himself. So how about the Yuga avatar for all other Kali Yugas? Is it Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or is it somebody else?
That it is said that this is in the other Kali Yugas, it's an incarnation. That,
Okay.
That's what I remember. Yes, it's an incarnation. It's only in this age, in this millennium, where Lord Chaitanya appears after Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is Avatari, Lord Chaitanya also. But in other ages, also other Kali Yugas, also the chanting of the holy name is promoted. But in this Kali Yuga, that the Lord Chaitanya gives something, but no incarnation before has given. And that you can read in Chaitanya Chaitamrita 114. That's of the Adi Lila, the fourth verse. And there it is said, it came to give what no incarnation before had given. And that is this Madhurya Ras, this conjugal love. He does not give that in other yugas, only in this yuga after Krishna. And that's unique. And by that, Lord Chaitanya opened the doors to Goloka Vrindavan, which was not done before. So that makes Lord Chaitanya very unique. And Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna together. And we should always think of Lord Chaitanya as Krishna in the mood of Radharani. And then if we perform service, if we chant with that mood and pray for the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, then guaranteed our chanting will improve very quickly. But we have to get that mood and put all these mundane worries out of our mind. Does that help?
Yes, Maharaj, thank you.
Yeah. So, something else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for this wonderful and educating class. As we know that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, but there are so many people who ask that though in Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Pradhanta is given to Radharani, she is the most important, but we don't talk about Radharani much. So why is it so?
Yeah, you must be qualified to speak about Radharani. First, we have to know who Arjuna Krishna is and understand the philosophy that we are not his body. And study the whole Bhagavatam very, very seriously. That otherwise we should not even try to understand what the whole Srimad Radharani is. In the 10th canto, in the first chapter, which is the chapter about the appearance of Lord Krishna, there, because there you have the Maharaj Pariksit has heard about Krishna in the 9th canto, and he has heard about all these dynasties who has been described, the Soma dynasty of the moon, the Surya dynasty. And he had heard in the Soma dynasty that Sukadev Goswami, he spoke about Krishna. In the 4th verse of the first chapter of the 10th canto, then Sukadev Goswami is asking that, please tell me more about Krishna. And when Sukadev Goswami replied, Nrivrita Darser Bhagyamanat, Nrivrita Darser Bhagyamat, Bavas Takshotva Manobhiramat. Nrivrita Darser, are you free from lust? Nrivrita Darser Bhagyamat, Bavasa that Shotva, did you take your medicine? Bavasa, that is medicine. The medicine of Shotva, of hearing, did you take it enough? Did you hear the first 9 cantos with great attention and assimilate them? If you are not free from lust, you are not ready to hear about Srimati Radharani. Then you are not ready to hear about Krishna's pastimes. What to speak about Radharani? That we should not read the 10th canto or hearing about Krishna without being purified by going to the first 9 cantos and be completely free from any sex desire. And then you can start to know Krishna. And when you come to realizing Krishna, then we can speak about Radharani. That if you go try to understand Radharani without understanding Krishna first, you are doomed. Just you are ready to go to hell. But Lord Chaitanya appeared. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. He's much more approachable than Radha Krishna. And just by serving him, that in a mood of awe and reverence, we get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And by his mercy, we will become purified. So, even Sukadev Goswami, who was the most intimate associate of Srimati Radharani, because he was her, in the spiritual world, is her pet parrot. He did not mention the name of Srimati Radharani in the whole Bhagavatam. When Srimati Radharani left the residence with Krishna, then Sukadev Goswami mentions, he went together with a gopi, and he calls the gopi Aradhita. Aradhita, expert worshipper of Krishna. He indirectly mentioned her name. He could not mention her name. He would go in ecstasy, and the speaking of the Bhagavatam would have been finished. Therefore, for that same reason, that unless one is on the highest platform, that one should never worship Radha Krishna deities. Radha Krishna deities have to be worshipped by 25 Brahmins, that in a community with the highest standard of cleanliness, and by exalted devotees. So therefore, we should not speak about Radharani. We speak about Lord Chaitanya. And that the pastimes are mentioned in Krishna book. Krishna book is different. Srila Prabhupada presented in such a way that we can understand something. But the 10th canto, that's another thing. Unless one is completely purified, one should not go in these pastimes of the gopis and so on. That, yes, but Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radharani, and by serving him, we get the mercy of Radharani for free. That, but by worshipping Radha Krishna, if you are impure, you are not going to get the mercy. Lord Chaitanya does not take in account our impurity, and that's really His mercy. That Radha Krishna is available through Lord Chaitanya, not in other way in our age. That this is an important subject matter that we must understand. That otherwise, spiritual life becomes, we are in a dangerous position of making offenses. I hope this helps to understand this important point.
Yes, thank you so much, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Hi, Krishna.
Thank you. So then we continue tomorrow with the last class this week. We will discussing the 4 Kumaras, the first entities created by Lord Brahma. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Jai.
Thank you very much. Let's grow our
Hare
tea.
Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Jai.
Thank you.